Hey everyone, it's me, Riz, and today I'm going to be teaching you about doing a cat eyeliner with a pen liner and with a gel liner and an angled brush. So, oh, and lashes too. So if you are interested in learning how I do my cat eyeliner or how I apply my lashes, stay tuned and you'll get to learn. Okay, so I've already done the rest of my face, and on my eyes I have just the Urban Decay primer potion and the Swan eyeshadow from the Too Faced Born This Way palette, just as like something neutral, because I want you to be able to see what I am doing. So I'm gonna zoom in. Okay. All right, so on one side, I'm going to use the MAC, what is this? The Brush Stroke Black Liquid Liner. This one's like a pen. Okay. So I usually will start with the tail and then connect everything to it. So, and the way that I do that is I look at my eye and I see where my lower lash line kind of comes up, and I'll use that as a reference point. And just make really small strokes. Okay. And then I will draw down onto the lash line. So see how there's kind of like a hole? And then fill it in. And then to connect everything, I will use the tip of the liner and kind of lay it against my lash line, and then just really slowly build it. Because I'm also like a little bit older now, so I get it a little, it's not as straight as it used to be. Perfect. So the lashes that I am going to put on are a little bit more dramatic, so I think I'm going to bring out this tail a little bit. And even though, see how it's not like exactly uniform, that's okay. I will just connect in just like I did at the base of the wing to the lash line. And then bring a little bit more. So that's what it looks like. And because I have So that's what it looks like. And because I have kind of starting to get into like hooded eyes, it doesn't look very pretty when I close my eye, but when I open my eye, it looks good. So there you have that. And on this side, I'm gonna use a gel liner and a brush. So I like to use a MAC 266 brush. There we go, it's just a little angled brush. And I'm using the Anastasia black gel liner, and I am going to load up my brush and then kind of get it as thin as I can where it's like saturated with product, but isn't like gonna be chunky or anything. And I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. Except with the liner brush, I use the angles of the brush with the angles of my face so that I am like working smarter, not harder. Okay, so when I'm doing the outer part of the wing, tip of the brush is facing out, and then when I move closer to my inner lash line, it'll be facing the other way. So tip of the brush facing out, and same thing, just make a small line first and see if you like the placement. I used to always tell people when I was working at MAC that like doing your eyeliner, like you want to sketch it out like it's like dating, you don't want to commit. So silly. Okay. Okay, those look pretty even, so I think I can commit. Same thing, I'm making like the little skeleton of the outline. And using small strokes to bring it across my lash line. And I'm really a fan of those like small strokes for precision stuff, because if you make a mistake, it's easier to fix. Unless you're doing like, if you're doing like a really big wing, I mean, go for it. And if you trust yourself, if you're steady enough and know your face well enough. Okay. So now that I'm at the inner portion of the lash line, I have the tip of the brush facing the other way. And again, really small strokes. Now that I'm over here, brush is facing out. And I just wanna smooth it out a bit. So for me, because of the mechanics of my hand, like my gel liner always looks like that right here, and then my like liquid liner is like more swoopy, I guess, and then this one's like more geometric, if that makes sense. So for symmetry's sake, I'm gonna even it out. I also want to remind you that makeup remover is your friend. So just gonna use a little tiny bit just to clean up the edge of the wing. Just got it saturated on a Q-tip. And I mean, it was a small enough error for the naked eye, but for a trained eye, too much. So sorry, my vanity stool is like, really needs some WD-40. It's like, so sorry. Okay. Okay, so mascara is on. I curled my lashes. Liner's looking pretty even. My eyes are slightly different shapes. Like I feel like one is bigger than the other, and people tell me all the time that that's not true, but I don't believe them. So now we're gonna do lashes. Okay, so the lashes that I chose are these from Kiss. I've never used this style before. So this will be a surprise for both of us. First things first, getting your lashes off of the plastic. I feel like a first mistake that you can make is being too harsh and then ripping the lash. So I just use my thumb in the center and start to like peel it off. Okay, all right, it's off. And same thing over here, just in the center, get it off. Okay, now we're gonna size them. So I'm going to hold them up to my lash line and I'm going off of basically like my natural lash line, but if I go in too far, it's gonna poke me when I blink and it'll annoy me and make my eyes water and eventually make my lashes come off. So here we go. This band already has a lot of glue, so it's like not, okay. So okay, if your lashes start to give you trouble, like when you're trying to size them, like this one is right now, just hold it in between your thumb and forefinger and start to bend it back in the shape, like a concave shape of an eye. Okay, so I can see how much I need to cut off from about right here. And that was like, if you look at the lash, these two clusters. So I'll just cut those off. Same thing on the other side. So I'm just going to use the back of my hand. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue. I'm using the classic Duo. Oops, dropped my lid. And then for my personal, like at home lashes, I just take the tip of the Duo, put it right along the band of the lash. So there's a good amount on there. You don't want to put too much because then it'll take forever for it to get tacky and take forever for it to dry on your lash line. Okay, so same thing over here. And while these are drying, I'm also going to bend the lashes back and forth just to get them really flexible. And wait about 15-30 seconds to before I put them on so that they get really tacky. And some people use a lash tool, which I think can be like really helpful, but I usually only do that on clients. On myself, I've like trained my hands and my talons to just like pop them on. So we'll see if this one's ready to go. I'm just gonna zoom in. And I'm gonna start by, I'm gonna tilt my head back so I can see in my mirror. I have a mirror under my camera. I'm going to I'm going to just tilt my head back and try and get this as close to my lash line as possible. And I usually start with this getting the center and then tucking down the two edges. Okay, center's on, and then let's get those edges down. And then I'll try and get it like, I'll fluff it with my finger. Okay, so that one's ready. Let's do get the center and then press down the edges. I guess I'm so like averse to using the little tool because most of my makeup training was at MAC in like 2011. Oh my God. From like 2011 to 2010 to 2013 or 14. And we just like didn't have those little tools. I mean, we had like tweezers sometimes, but it wasn't really like good counter practice to use them on people. I think it was like a liability thing or something. I don't know what they do nowadays. So yeah, so I'll just fluff them, let them dry a little bit. Some people like to put mascara on them, but I only do that if I am doing lashes without eyeliner. But because I have like this thick liner, it really disguises the band and the lashes for the most part. So but I do like to fluff them to like make them look more natural. Okay, so this is the finished look with them. Zoom in. All right. Okay, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that that was helpful for some of you. I liked doing just like the quick little tutorial on one little skill. So if there's other quick little things that you want to learn about, let me know. That's it. I don't know how to end these videos, so bye.